He got frustrated with me. He got irritated. Told me, lay down on your back, and I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you on your back. It's going to be fast, but you will feel it a little bit. I didn't want to do it. I've already witnessed weird things. The last thing I want to do is get smacked in my back by some invisible force. I have no idea what it is. But he wasn't taking no for an answer. So, reluctantly, I laid down, turned over, and he said something like a countdown. I think there was a small countdown, and then I felt this pain hit me in my back, and I lost my breath. I went out of my breath out of my body, and it didn't hurt really bad, but it was enough to be noticeable. Kind of like when I was getting beamed in the forehead when I told you guys, like, hey, I know it's there. It was weird, but I know it was there. And I lost my breath from my body. And for some reason, after that happened, he's like, that didn't work. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess I'm trying to make me lead to believe that I was really supposed to die. But he said that didn't work. So he said, what's going to happen next is that I think I missed a part in my story where, because I dealt with these Reaper looking things before this happened, because yeah, I think I did. So like I told you guys, I don't remember this sequential from event to event to event to event, because I was, my memory, it was playing with me. It's like something, whatever it was, didn't want me to remember these events. Another important thing I forgot to mention, I just remembered just now, is after my roommate took me to go try to get my car, but I remember it like wasn't open at the time, or we had to wait, or she was on lunch or something. He took me and he dropped me off to my mom at her work. And while I'm there, these voices in my head are saying, we're going to erase you. In my written version, I think I said something about that, but I didn't really elaborate. I don't mean erase me from existence. Like, I wasn't going to, like, disappear. I mean, like, they were trying to erase my memory and make me forget the experiences that I've been through. And I kept getting these sensations of forgetting. But then they keep talking. And I'm like, how am I supposed to forget you if you won't shut up? Is basically what I said. It's not normal to be hearing this stuff. Like, oh, that makes sense. And they keep talking over and over again. And they're like, well, you have to try. You have to try to forget. Stop thinking about things. Stop thinking about things. I'm like, I'm trying, but you won't shut up. And eventually they're like, we got to figure this out. Well, we can't release you until you forget. And then they went off somewhere. They disappeared, like quiet, not disappeared. Like I didn't see them in real life. Like they got quiet for a while. And then they came back and they said, we think you're supposed to keep this for some reason. We don't know why, but we can't get rid. We're having trouble erasing you. So we're just gonna let you have it. Apparently, they didn't want me to have it, but they felt they were basically telling me that there was some higher force that was giving me permission to keep it, the memory, and there's nothing they could do about it. So I kept it. And I think right there is where, let's tell this one more part. So I know I'm bouncing around a little off and on because I want you guys to understand how confused I was. And like I said, different parts, different importances would take a while if I was to be able to go into sequential. And so let's go back forward back to the point to where Ra hit me and I was supposed to die, but I didn't. Or he made it seem like I didn't die. Before that point happened, I don't know whether maybe it was while I was on vacation. I don't know whether it was another time. But before I go to the next event after that, I have to go to this other one. And that was when, after I was protecting her, trying to keep her alive, and how I condemned myself, and how these black shadowy figures was like starting to come around my house. And they were threatening that they were going to hurt me. Okay. So I was told that they were going to come and they were going to cut me to death. Because I was damned. And when you're damned, they're like these programs. They made it sound like they're like these programs, and they don't really have a choice in the matter. They don't have any conscience. They just do a duty. And if you're damned, they come for you. If you're in the demon realm, they come for you. If you're in the spiritual realm, they're not there. But if you're in the demon realm, they're there. And when I protected, and I had the sensation of going down, that's where I went. I went to the demon realm, supposedly. And I was like, there's no way. This makes no sense. And this is the first time. The first time I saw these black flying reapers. And it terrified me. Because they said that, they were going to cut me and kill me because I was damned. And I didn't believe it at first, I didn't. I was told that they were going to come before I actually, and then come nighttime, they said, you better leave your light on, because as soon as darkness hits, these black shadowy figures are going to start showing up. They're going to try to hurt you, and they're going to try to kill you. So, come nighttime, I didn't believe it. So, like I said, I turned off my light. I was like, there's no way. Turn my light off. And like I said, I don't know whether these figures, I don't know whether it was playing with my eyesight, whether it was illusion, delusion, whatever. I don't know. But I do know, 100% fact, that come nighttime, I started seeing these black figures coming around, as well as this mental image. They sent me this mental image of this reaper that started out on the other side of my house, and he was supposedly looking around, and my roommate was like supposedly seeing this thing. I'm not saying he was. He probably didn't. And it was going to kill him because he was just there. So I'm already feeling like crap. I'm like, dang, I got these things that are going to attack me, and then I got this thing over here trying to attack my roommate. And they said, you need to hide. And I was like, I need to hide and get away from these things. I hide. And so that's when I got up out of my bed, and I went and I ran and I got into the closet of my bedroom. There was a bunch of stuff in it, closet, storage. I've been moving around a couple times, so I didn't have a chance to really put everything away yet. So I climb into this closet and I shut the door. And I'm like sitting on top of like these clothes and stuff, and they're slowly like sinking down, making noises, and I'm like, oh geez, I'm gonna die. they're gonna hear it. There's no way, So, and at the same time, I'm in disbelief. I'm still like, there's no way. But then I hear this whirring sound. It's like this. These things have a sound too. And so I hear this sound coming to my room, like moving. So were they playing with I think some of these gifts and stuff that I have now, they were playing them against me in the beginning. Whether it was between mental images or hearing things. Like I said, in the beginning, my telepathic that I hear now, it wasn't like that. It was audible. I could hear stuff. But it was voices supposed to be coming from people. That's how it was. Anyways, so I hear this sound in my room of these things that are moving, and They go into my room, and I'm trying to be quiet. I'm trying not to be, trying not to get seen. And this black figure starts to poke through my door. I completely flip out when I start seeing this. Was it a mental image? Was it? I don't know. But because at the time I didn't understand none of my gifts. I didn't understand I could get sent mental images. I didn't know what this was. And at this time, these gifts were way more strong, a lot stronger. And I've been told, like now that I'm slowly developing to that point. Now that I have understanding. But so I get this image of this black shadow reaper looking thing poke his head through my door, and I close my eyes, and I'm sitting there and I'm sliding and I'm sliding. And before he popped his head through the door, I saw this little bug. I don't know, I called it a hell bug. I don't know why. My mind told me to call it a hell bug. It came in the door, and it was like looking around, and it was like in my head, it's like, you need to be extremely still. Don't let that thing see you, or it will like jump on you and bite your face or something like that, and it will alert the reapers as well. It was kind of like a little hell drone, a live hell drone. It climbed in my door, and was looking around, but apparently it like moved. It was by movement. It didn't have very good eyesight. It sensed by movement. So maybe it couldn't see the physical realm. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Maybe it was just supposed. I'm trying to think of what the story might have been behind him. So it came in, it looked around. I kind of looked at it. I was just staring at it. And they're like, don't move. So I'm sitting there just staring at it weirdly. And just looking around, and it looked directly at me. And I'm like, oh geez, it's about to attack me. And then eventually it left. It went back out the door. The best way to describe that thing is it was like a big flea looking thing. Big flea. Pretty big. It went back out the door. After that is when the Reaper, because I had my eyes open at this time because I saw the bug. Then the Reaper came through, and I closed my eyes because I did not want to see that. That freaked me out. And I don't know if he disappeared. I don't know nothing. All I know is I was laying there with my eyes closed, and all of a sudden I had this thought: if I'm about to die, I'm not gonna die in a freaking closet. So I opened my eyes real quick, and I flung the door open. And I went out. I got out of the closet, and they told me you need to like swipe around your surroundings to keep them at bay. I think they were just trying to make me look stupid, to be honest. But like I said, they were sending me these weird pictures. I'm seeing things. It was spiritual warfare, guys. I'm going to tell you that. I don't know what their aim was. Was it to make me seem crazy? I don't know. Was it to make me be disbelieved? I don't know what it was. Were they testing me? I don't know. Anyways, so I'm over there swiping at the air. And they're like, oh, it's working. It's working. I was like, all right. So I'm swiping at the air looking like an idiot. And I go outside. And because I'm like walking outside because it's daylight, and like they're still following you, they're gonna be able to hurt you as soon as the sun goes completely down. They're gonna get you. I was like terrified. I'm crying because I've already witnessed crazy things, seen crazy things. I've seen things affect our reality that I can't explain. So I'm like, I literally think I'm gonna die as soon as when the sun goes down. Something's gonna happen to me. So sporadic, I go over to the road, and I don't know why this happened. I don't know why I had this thought. I have no idea. But I'm on the road, and I'm thinking, how can I get out of this? How can I get out of this? And this voice, it sounded like my spiritual mom came through. And I was like, can you try to find some loophole to get me out of this? And she's going through, and she was like looking through like texts and all this other stuff. And she told me a bunch of different things. I was like, man, is there anything that's easy to do? She's like, yeah, you need to walk around in a small circle for 30 minutes and repeat some type of sentence, and I was like, I think it was like, I'm gonna go on a walk, or I'm gonna go to the park. I'm gonna go on a walk, or I'm gonna go to the park, or something like that. In a small circle in the road, without stumbling, without losing my footsteps, without stopping speaking. I had to keep all this going simultaneously in a small circle. And I'm like, dang, that's still hard, but I'm gonna try. So I'm over there walking in this tiny, tiny circle for a while. I don't know if it was 30 minutes, but it was for a while. And they told me in my head, because I was having trouble, I'm already having trouble remembering. So I'm like, you're almost done. Not that much longer left. And then towards the end, I get dizzy because I've been walking in this small circle over and over and over and over again. And I stumble. And they told me I'd have to do it all again. I'm like, I'm not doing that again. So that's when I go inside, and they said, you need to hide underneath something to where they can't see, where no light can shine through. At first, I went in there, I tried to go into my room, and I was gonna like lay on my bed, and I was gonna just get underneath the cover. I was like, maybe this will work. It's like, no, because then they'll come through the floor, and they'll see you. It's like, oh, okay. So then I was like, okay, well, they said you have to have some type of shielding barrier or something. So I went into there, and I was like, I'm just gonna try to build a fort. I'm gonna put some chairs together. I'm gonna put a blanket under it. That's like a barrier, I guess you could say. And then some type of little teepee looking thing, and I'm just gonna sit there and chill. And I was looking around trying to find stuff, and I even asked my roommate. He's like, "Hey man, can you help me? Can you help me make a fort?" You know how that went. He told me, he's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm just like freaking out. I'm ecstatic. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I can't find the stuff to build the fort. And so, and they're like, "Yo, you need to figure this out. They're coming. They're coming right now. You need to go." So I freak out. I run into my roommate's bedroom, and I hide in the closet. Very, very back of the closet. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to put something there to block the door. I was like, no, don't do that. They're going to notice that something's there, that somebody put something there. So I just leave it there, make it look natural, and just sit there and wait. So that's what I did. I sat there. This figure supposedly went into the bedroom, looked around. I heard this weird whirring sound again, or whatever it was that this thing made. Looked around. Didn't go. It decided not to go into the closet, and then it disappeared. After that, I climbed out of the closet. I went back into my bedroom, and I just laid in my bed and I cried for a while. I was terrified about what took place. And then I fell asleep. And that's when the other part took place. When I was told where I was going to be judged, when I went down, when I got told to wait, when I got told that I was going to get killed. And he hit me, said it didn't work. But the voices in my head were like, he's blood, he's dead. They're making it seem like I got smashed. Like blood and guts and everything was everywhere. It's like they were seeing these this spiritual version of me that was getting slaughtered, but yet it wasn't affecting the physical me, is the best way to describe it. And so Raul told me, and I said in my story, it's like, I don't know why. I to this day, I don't know why. But he was still a bad voice, but at the same time, it was like one of the nicest voices that I've talked to, because he was like, he made it seem like he was going against what they wanted, because they wanted me to die, and he was trying to help me escape from whatever this was. And that's the reason why he was trying to send me back, because they were going to try to kill me, and they were trying to find a way to kill me. And I was an anomaly in this world, or whatever this was, another dimension, Maybe it's the spirit realm when you're sleeping. I don't know what it was. But so he told me that tonight when I go to bed, the Reapers were going to come in and they were going to slash me over and over and over again, these little cuts, until I died. But he also told me, because you have to understand, the first time I had to run in with these Reapers, I never got hurt. I never got cut, you know. I was avoiding it. I was running. I was hiding. So I seen these things. So I was terrified when I heard this. I was like, he's actually going to allow these things to come in here and slash me to try to send me back to my world, supposedly. So then he said, but you won't feel it. You won't feel anything. I was like, or it won't hurt or something. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it eased me a little bit. Okay, so later on that night, I lay down. He said, close your eyes. I closed my eyes, and I hear the same sound again. He said, keep your eyes closed. You don't want to see this. I was like, all right. So I kept my eyes closed. And I start feeling these presences all around me. But I don't open my eyes. And I start feeling my heartbeat. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like these little nicks hitting my heart over and over and over again. And my heartbeat is getting lower and lower and lower, to the point to where I can barely feel it anymore. And after that, it stopped beating for a split second. And then the Reapers disappeared. And can't remember what happened after that. It just got more chaotic. I think I'm gonna end it there, though. They left. They made it seem like I was gonna slowly transition back into my world after that happened. But there's a lot more things that took place after that moment. It wasn't over yet, but I'll let that be the end of part 5. Thank you guys. God bless.